Get ready for action, because the Minnesota Timberwolves are gearing up for a massive Game 2 against the San Antonio Spurs. And we have major news about Anthony Edwards. We break down the incredible recovery process Edwards went through to get back on the court after suffering a bone bruise and hyperextension in his left knee. And you won't want to miss the latest updates on his status heading into this crucial matchup.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
We also have significant updates regarding the Timberwolves roster, as Ayo Dosunmu is officially available for Game 2 after dealing with a right calf injury that sidelined him for the previous 2 games. Plus, head coach Chris Finch has hinted that Anthony Edwards might see increased minutes in this contest, potentially pushing him beyond the 25 minutes he played in Game 1. But the focus isn't just on Minnesota. The San Antonio Spurs are looking to reset their series after a tough Game 1 loss, and we analyze what it will take for them to bounce back. We look at the historic defensive performance of Victor Wembanyama and the need for improved play from key contributors like De'Aaron Fox as they fight to stay in this playoff series. The tension is palpable as the Spurs prepare to respond, and the Timberwolves look to replicate their formula to take a 2-0 series lead. Don't miss a single moment of this intense playoff battle. Stay with us right here for live updates, highlights, and the deep analysis as the Spurs fight to knot things up before the series heads north. The Minnesota Timberwolves are set to face the San Antonio Spurs in Game 2 of their conference semifinals matchup, a contest poised to feature NBA superstar Anthony Edwards. Edwards, who was listed as questionable entering the game, was upgraded to available just over an hour before tip-off, signaling a significant positive development for the team. Edwards' return to action comes after a challenging recovery. He has returned from a bone bruise and hyperextension in his left knee, injuries he sustained during the previous round's victory over the Denver Nuggets. While Edwards played 25 minutes in Game 1, head coach Chris Finch indicated that the star might be able to play more minutes in Game 2, as Edwards was initially on a minute restriction for his first game back from the knee injury. Analysts are optimistic about Edwards' progress. Shams Charania of ESPN suggested that the star's knee is feeling better and that the hope is for Game 2 to see him bump up his minutes. This optimism follows detailed accounts from ESPN's Anthony Slater and The Athletic, who have chronicled the rigorous recovery process Edwards underwent to return to the court, an injury status that surprised even his teammates. While Edwards is cleared to play, the Timberwolves' injury report remains active. Ayo Dosunmu was also listed as questionable due to a calf injury, but he has also been upgraded to available and is expected to make his series debut. However, the team is still listing Dante DiVincenzo as out, as the point guard is recovering from a torn Achilles tendon sustained in the same game Edwards was injured. The Timberwolves will take the court Wednesday night to pursue a 2-0 series lead against the Spurs. Game 2 is scheduled to tip off at 8:30 p.m. CST on Wednesday, May 6, and will be broadcast live on ESPN. The Minnesota Timberwolves are gearing up for Game 2 against the San Antonio Spurs with key personnel adjustments, including the availability of Ayo Dosunmu and potential increased minutes for Anthony Edwards. The team confirmed Wednesday morning that shooting guard Ayo Dosunmu is healthy and available after missing Game 1 due to a right calf injury. Head coach Chris Finch indicated that Anthony Edwards is slated to play in Game 2 and could see his playing time increased by a few minutes following his 25-minute appearance in the previous contest. Edwards, who was previously listed as questionable, completed his morning shoot-around successfully and is ready for action. In Game 1, Edwards provided crucial off-the-bench support, contributing 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists on 8 of 13 shooting, helping Minnesota secure an upset victory. The Timberwolves are aiming to establish a 2-0 series lead on the road Wednesday night. Dosunmu's absence in Game 1 came after he played a vital role in Minnesota's first-round win over Denver. Dosunmu previously led Minnesota to a Game 4 victory with a career-high 43 points after Edwards sustained a bone bruise and hyperextended left knee. Following an 18-point start in Game 5, Dosunmu's calf injury sidelined him for Game 6. Should Edwards return to the starting lineup for Game 2, Dosunmu is projected to re-enter the bench, where he is expected to be a key scorer and three-point threat for the second unit. Following a disappointing Game 1 loss, the San Antonio Spurs are facing high expectations from their dedicated fan base as they look toward Game 2. Die-hard supporters at the Rock at La Cantera are voicing strong confidence that the team can bounce back. In an interview, Ernie Zuniga addressed the lingering question of whether the Silver and Black can secure a victory in the upcoming contest, providing insight into the team's resilience and the hopes held by the community as the NBA playoffs continue. The San Antonio Spurs are back on their home court Friday night with a crucial opportunity to reset their second-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Following a hard-fought Game 1, the matchup is expected to be decided by extremely narrow margins. San Antonio narrowly missed stealing the opener, falling 104-102 after a missed buzzer beater, which puts them in an early 0-1 deficit. The team will now focus on responding to shift the series' momentum north. Victor Wembanyama delivered a historic defensive performance in Game 1, recording a playoff record 12 blocks and 15 rebounds to secure a triple-double. However, his offensive output was uncharacteristically inefficient. For the Spurs to bounce back, analysts suggest they will need a more balanced performance from their young star, alongside improved outings from key contributors such as De'Aaron Fox. In contrast, the Timberwolves demonstrated the impact of their recent playoff experience. Driven by steady play from Julius Randle and strong contributions from Anthony Edwards off the bench, Minnesota executed effectively in the second half, capitalizing on San Antonio's struggles and overcoming injuries to silence the 62-win Spurs team on the road, a formula they aim to replicate. Early in the game, Stephon Castle applied pressure in the paint, leading to starters being substituted due to foul trouble, though Mitch Johnson managed to rest Castle before he himself incurred 2 fouls in the first half. Luke Kornet contributed a capped first quarter, including a block for Rudy Gobert. Both teams registered their first three-pointers in the final 60 seconds of the first quarter. San Antonio managed to keep the lead despite going nearly 4 minutes without a field goal, aided by an alley-oop from Vassell to Wembanyama and a wide-open dunk from Castle. Wembanyama's pregame ritual proved effective, as he slammed down an emphatic putback dunk for the first points of Game 2, following warm-ups that included windmill 180 dunks. Julian Champagny showed readiness for the upcoming contest, getting shots in ahead of the Spurs Game 2 matchup. San Antonio is preparing for Wednesday night's game against Minnesota, kicking off with Go Spurs, Go shirts in place.